Hello, today I wanted to show you a few cook kits that I assembled, and the emphasis on all of these kits is on backpacking or hiking. And so what I'm shooting for in terms of the parameters for these cook kits are that they are lightweight, that they're compact, so they can fit in a backpack without taking up too much room, but also that they are, in this case, DIY and low cost. So let's just start off with this first one. This one's based on an Amusa pot and 12 centimeter, and what I've got it here in is a little Tyvek bag, and basically you just fold up a bag out of some scrap Tyvek here, and so it's a roll top in this case. So I'm just going to take her off. Open her up, and there is the first one. So I've got an Amusa pot. It's had a few burns over fire, as you can see. In this case, I removed the handles that were on it. You can see I cut them off here and inserted some wingtip type handles made out of coat hanger and wrapped them with some silicone tape. So what we got inside? Well, there's the pot, and here's the rest. The lid, in this case, is made out of a baker's square pie tin that I just formed over the edge and put some silicone tape onto it to hold it, so I can lift it up off of there, and it's silicone so it won't burn. And then we've got a simple windscreen made out of a piece of aluminum. In this case, it's just a fitting. Probably cost $1.97 or whatever at Menards, and it's all I did is trim a little bit here to allow some room for the air to get in, and then also I put some holes in it. You can see here, so that I can stick some tent stakes in there when I want to have it supporting a pot, so I can run it as a multi-fuel type setup. Inside the Amusa pot is another container. This was a no-name kind of a, think of it as like a Glad container. It's just a 2-cup container with a lid, and it actually holds a little more than 2.5 cups, and just made a little cozy for that with a lid. And so that's what I would be eating my meals out of, typical rehydrated type noodle or rice type dish. Inside of that I have another kind of a cast off. This is like a Campbell's soup type can, or a stew or chili can they make out of a pretty hard plastic with a metal rim. You can take that off if you want, I suppose, but I didn't feel the need to. Put another cozy there, and then inside of this you can put whatever gear you feel you need. I've got a little light load towel, a little DIY alcohol stove, and you can put your lighter in there, put your matches, scrubby pad, whatever you feel you need. But what's kind of nice about this is that you've got a drinking cup, you've got an eating container, cozies for both, compact, can fit in around the windscreen, and then it all fits right back into there, covers with a lid. So thought that was pretty neat. Altogether, it's pretty lightweight. We'll just check it on the scale here. Yeah, all of that is 8.8 ounces. The bag is, I don't know, probably a couple tenths of an ounce. So there is the first kit. Let me show you one other option. In cold weather, I might want to use cozies for the pot in case you want to eat a bigger meal out of that. So in this case, it sets into cozy like that and like that, and then I would ditch the bag probably because I don't need this. This keeps things neat inside the pack. The outside of the pot won't get in anything, and it's padded so nothing sharp will hurt other contents of your pack. There you go. So that's number one. The second one is very similar. What it is a pot that I found at a Mexican grocery store. Same concept. I've got cozies for both. Made a lid out of another Baker Square type pot. In this case, I have just the pot and one other container. The lid, of course, just fits on there like that. And inside of this is just a frosting container, you know, real simple. It's got a lid. I kind of like that. But again, you can load up put your stove in there and other things you need for your camp kitchen. The windscreen fits inside of there very easily, and so that works out really well. As another option, just to show you, I like to cook with wood. I've made multiple stoves that will fit, you know, on the inside. This one goes right in there, and I gotta do it. This one will fit in here too if I'm careful about the way I pack this. It'll go right in. So I can get a wood stove, windscreen, mug, and the pot itself inside of there very easily. Just quickly, in case you're curious about this one, this is just a coffee can. Cut the top off of, bent the lip over a little bit so it's not sharp. And I had tried different things with it, so this is showing different iterations of design. And then just took a little hardware cloth and fashioned this pot support. And of course it's going to give me grief because I'm on camera. But that's how that goes. And then another ring on the bottom to allow for airflow. The bottom is mostly open. So this thing really cranks out quite a bit of heat. And like I said, you can set the pot right on the top of it, or you can use it in an alcohol mode as well, if you wish. So I've got several different stoves that I've used for that same purpose. This is just one of them. Well, what the heck? Let me just show you another one. I've got this little mini out of stainless steel. This one probably weighs 1.1 ounces, 1.2 ounces, made of thin stainless steel. And again, the pot just sits on top like that, and you've got place for air to come in the side here, and then place to feed more wood if you want to. I like to cook with by filling the stove with wood first and lighting at the top and letting it burn down. I can get 25 minute burns out of stoves like this, no problem. Okay, so that is number 2. Get this out of the way. The other one that I've got here is based on like a Kool-Aid container or a Tang container. You recognize these. They come in different sizes. I've got a cozy on it, just took off, of course. And what I've got in here is a Foster's pot. And I want to say right off the bat, none of my ideas are really original. I'm really copying other people's ideas and just throwing them out there in case you haven't seen them. Just some ideas. And again, the thought that these are lightweight, compact, and very cheap. So here's the Foster pot. I've got a rim on the top. You can put another flat bottom on there if you wish. Zelf is really great with these things. He puts tops and bottoms on these and ridges on the sides, and he's got some great stuff. So what we've got here is about a 2.5 cup pot with a lid. And again, the silicone tape This is from the bottom of the can that the top came from. This is probably like a dollar store, who knows what, I don't know, taco cheese kind of a thing, or an onion dip kind of a thing, and you can, make the top and both pieces out of one of them and fit them together. I've got a bail on here as a way to conveniently pick it up off the fire. And for a bigger one, I've also made a cozy out of basically a beer insulating, what do you call that? This one came from Walmart, as you can see. Just sewed another panel on there to make it wide enough, fits right over the top if you don't want to use a bail, or if it's in winter and you want to keep things warm or cold. So this becomes your cooking pot for water, and becomes in your drinking cup too. Let's say you're making a meal, you pour your water into there, and with your food, rehydrate it, in the cozy, and then you boil some more water. This can be your drinking cup. So that's pretty straightforward. Let's just put that on a scale too and see what that weighs. So this is pretty lightweight. That's 3.5 ounces. Okay. I didn't show you this. This is another wood stove. I've made many of them, and this is really a multi-fuel type stove. And what's I think a little bit neat about this is made from junk wherever possible, just picking up stuff that you've used for something else. This was made out of a quart paint can. You see a lot of stoves made out of quart paint cans. Usually you take them as they are and put holes in them. I went a little further. I took the rims off, top and the bottom, and then put holes in it. And then I trimmed things down a little bit. As you can see, I've got a fold joint there. And I mean, you can take a cook pot again and set it on top if you like. Or for the small pots, these Foster type pots, what I have is, in this case, 2 bicycle spokes that I cut down, and you can feed them through some holes here, and then let me get it out, and your Foster's pot can just sit right on there. And then you might notice there's holes down here and here, so that if you're carrying an alcohol stove and you want to use that, you can lower the pot and have it appropriate height for that type of fuel, or Esbit, same kind of a thing. The little alcohol stove that I showed you before is one of the ones that I would carry. Like many of you, I've made many alcohol stove, and that one, if I grab it out here, oops, goes in there. You can lower these down here, set that on top, and that works pretty well. So that's another one. And then lastly, let me just show you a real dirt bag kind of stove, if you will. This was, again, something that I've seen versions of this before. Made a little sil nylon stuff sack for it, but all this is a little soup can. So I got a soup can, and I got a bail on it. This was some somewhat rigid bronze wire, I believe, and I made a couple holes in the sides and fitted it through. So the thing about this is that, like the other things, I try to make it suitable to all your needs, drinking and eating. What I've got here is basically just a coffee creamer container. Inside of that, wrapped with a little Reflectex so I can hold on to it in the middle. And this one didn't fold back all the way, so I had to carve it back here. But once I did, I can use that for a drinking cup, and it's got a kind of I call it a no-spill top. If I set that down, I can, close it or even leave it open. It's not going to spill too badly. So this just fits inside of there. You can see I just folded over the rod on the ends after I stuck it in the holes, and it's actually removable. You can use this on any size can you want. I made this one as kind of like a day backpacking, or if you're going to take a little walk in the woods and you want to have a cup of soup or coffee or whatever, you can have that. I carry it in a waist pack, doesn't take up much room. Lid, again, if you use a side cutter and cut off the top, you've got a lid that just fits right on. Let me show you that. This one's pretty tight, so that one just fits on there pretty nicely. You notice what with cans today, they're making them with the rounded bottoms that stack with the next can, so this is kind of cool too. In this case, where the creamer container is taller than the can, the lid fits immediately right on the bottom and doesn't take up any more room. So there you have it. Again, with all of these, the idea is I wanted something simple, lightweight, very low cost, something DIY. A lot of it is stuff that's made out of things you'd be throwing away otherwise. And so, sorry about that. And so just rescue some things, or they're low cost type items, and you've got something that is pretty functional at the end of the day. So there you go. I appreciate your watching. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them, and if there's interest, I can show different wood stoves that I've made as well. Let me know.